3 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast that's going to really see if its voice can make it through not only this episode, but the episode we're recording tomorrow. It's going to be a real wild ride. But I'm supposed to say, 3 games, Channel 3 community, all that. I'm Dan. Ray's here. Yeah, Ray, go ahead. Do the thing.
What's going on, people? Tonight's guest is Dan. Dan, is this our first official intern, or at least website intern, at least, right?
The thing I was worried about is you're going to ask if we have to haze her technically.
No,
possibly. I don't
our
know.
first
old school.
Coding intern here on Channel 3. Joel posted about it. It is ckwade. Candace. Hi, Candace.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the show.
We're excited to have you here. I have to say, for anyone that did not see Joel's post, Candace put a little code on the site, and my monitor just turned back on by itself. That's a separate thing. I don't know. It's recorded by my ordeal.
That's not even making the post credits because of the fact that it's just 15 minutes of him trying to tinker with his monitor while I was buying time.
It turned off. It turned off again. It's going off and on. It's not fixed. That's a separate thing. So Candace coded a little cool thing on the site where the site will pull basically the games that you played, you post about, and it says, "Hey, have you tried these games that you also like?" So I did it, and it's just every time I click on it, because I've clicked on it different times to see how it changes and whatnot, and it's nothing but a constant reminder that I haven't finished the Kingdom Hearts series. And, I mean, it's accurate. Let me tell you, I clicked it, and every game I look at, I was like, "Yeah, yes, I know."
No, that happened to me too. I saw it and I was like, "Wow, I haven't played any of the classics, and I need to."
I know.
What did you get hit with? Well, wait, what did you get hit with while we're here?
Me?
Yeah. You did this. You answer for your crimes.
One of my, I've rated some of the different Zelda games, but I'm pretty sure Joel posted about this last week or within the past week about how he's not super into the original Zelda games, and I have yet to play them. But I have played the beginning of Twilight Princess, and as someone who has been spoiled by modern graphics, it is a mentality shift to play those games, I would say. Not saying that they're not amazing, because I know the storylines are, but the UI is rough.
Yeah.
Is that the Wii? It's Twilight Princess on the
Yeah,
on the
Twilight
Wii?
Princess on the Wii. It's the first Wii one also, so it's a lot rougher on the controls than by the time they get the Skyward Sword, especially. So
it also doesn't fit with the entire Wii aesthetic. Like the Wii came out, it's like, look how happy we are. And we know we had this cube before, but now we have the Wii and the family.
Link was the one that went backwards in that regard. Like it was the cartoony one on the GameCube, and they're like, no, we got the gritty. The demo reel we showed you for the GameCube. We got it for real this time.
I put a real dark game on this family console that they put out. Did not.
Yeah, which is weird because, I guess other Zelda games have been dark, like Majora's Mask. But I don't know. Not all of them. So that was an interesting choice.
Is there one you said, all right, I have to actually go do this one now?
I mean, every single Zelda fan has played Ocarina of Time, and I still haven't. So,
yeah, this is. I wish I could say we were a pro Nintendo 64 podcast, but I think we're officially we love it. But no, it's okay.
Yeah,
maybe you can find the 3DS version. Actually, the 3DS version played pretty nicely, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
that's all I need. That's all I'm asking for is a few slight tweaks to how all of the buttons map and everything. I'm not even saying change the graphics. I'm just saying make it a little bit easier to walk my little character around.
Can you map the buttons on the Nintendo 64 online? I only learned I did my first button mapping while I was playing Turok the other day, trying to see if I can make target work for Jamie. And I was like, oh, I mapped the button successfully. I felt young.
They did send some updates, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know if
it might be worth it online.
Can't.
Might be worth it. I don't know.
I don't know if you can on, because I was trying to play it on Switch, on the Switch Online. I don't know if you can there.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not tried to remap, but the GameCube, I mean, the 64 needs a remap.
Yes.
Yeah, especially the game that for that one, and the game that I love, but it's almost not playable, which is Star Fox 64. It's almost not playable because you need combinations of C buttons, and they try to like make it up, but it's not. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
playing with a pro controller, and it's very upsetting because I love Star Fox 64, but I can't like naturally backflip my starship.
My 12-year-old did it just fine, but okay, Ray, that's cool.
Okay, I'm sure.
What are the C buttons?
What? Wait, what are the?
They were the yellow buttons of the Nintendo 64. They were arrow buttons below. So on the right side,
I wasn't sure how to answer that question.
Your A, B, X, Y. You have your 4 letter buttons. On the 64, there were 4 yellow directional buttons, much like you have on the left side of the stick now.
Right.
But they were on the right side.
They were all yellow.
That is what makes the. So if you were to pick up a Nintendo 64 controller, you'd probably be fine, or at least like muscle memory takes over and I'm good to go. Mapping it onto modern controllers, you would have to reorganize everything manually. It does not translate well.
They map it to the right stick, so you can do every individual C button with the right stick. But Star Fox needs combinations of those 4 C buttons.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And so they tried to make up with it with somebody, but it
That's
doesn't.
Not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Double clicking the down stick to do a flip doesn't work very well for that.
No.
Right.
But you know what? Listen, we're talking Zelda. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's roll back to that Zelda point, and we're going to transition into your 3, and we're gonna hit Breath of the Wild. That was you alluded this was actually one you were kind of brought into the fold by somebody with, but Breath of the Wild that you're going to kick us off with here.
Yeah, well, I've always played video games. I started with probably more Game Boy. So I was born in '99. So whenever I was a kid,
great to hear. I'm glad.
I'm sorry.
Whenever I was a kid, the games were like on Game Boy Advanced at that point.
Game Boy Color was just coming out as you were born. Yes, I think it was. Advanced was still a little bit off. I think.
I don't know. I wouldn't remember.
It hurts, but okay.
I wonder. That's great.
I mean, I feel old all the time, and I'm only 26. So
fair enough.
I'm peeking over the horizon at this point. But yeah, so I grew up playing a lot of video games, computer games, Game Boy games. I had an older brother, and he loved video games, so like we would always play together. But I kind of fell out of it, I would say, from college to first or second year out of college.
It's the dark ages. It happens to many of us, myself included. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's a phenomenon. Probably you just start having more responsibility and less free time, and that's one of the first things that goes. Makes sense, but one of my friends was like, I really think you would like this game, just knowing how your brain works. And like, I feel like I'm somebody who really appreciates whenever small details are meaningfully put into a game, and then those details reflect a larger narrative. That gets me every time. And that's how Breath of the Wild was to me. Like, just you and I also had never played a real open world game before. So both of those things combined just absolutely skyrocketed my love of video games from that point on, I would say.
Okay, so you weren't big into Zelda and you had not done open world, and like, so what sold you on like, okay, I'm going to go play Breath of the Wild then? Obviously, the choice is to go play Breath of the Wild. Like, wait, what?
I was at my friend's house. He lived in Austin, Texas at that point, and he was just like, you just have to play this game." So I think we were probably hungover or something on a Sunday and had nothing else to do. So I was sitting on his couch and I just started playing this game. And anybody who's played Breath of the Wild will know how it starts. You start, spoiler alert, by the way, you start in this cave and
Hungover.
yes, hungover from 1,000 years sleep or however long it was. And you don't even have like a shirt or pants on at that point. Like you have no abilities, you have no skills, you can barely jump, you have like no health built up yet. And it's just a game where slowly but surely you start building all of those things. But it's more than that. It's more than just about accumulating things like in a farming game or something. It's about how you're doing so, which I love as well. Like it's all tied into this big sense of adventure and yeah, like I think there's videos of the creators talking about they called it Breath of the Wild because they wanted it to represent just this experience of pure adventure kind of. So I don't know, like I just love it. I love how it takes you from that cave to like the typical hero's journey story where there's a wise old man who shows you the ropes of life. And then you just become more powerful, but then you also see this other story unfolding, which is a classic Zelda story of good versus evil. But I don't know, just the whole open world thing that like changed video games for me, like in this second phase of playing them as an adult.
Nice. Okay, so you even came along a few years into the Switch then.
Oh yeah.
By math, a few years into the Switch, a few years after Breath of the Wild came out, you're like, okay, I'm in. Now the music again, really good for a rough Sunday morning. If that's the case, it's nice, ambient, soothing music. So nothing too harsh. But you wake up from that 100-year sleep, you walk out, you find a stick and go to fighting right away. Like, were you ready to throw down and fight and like dodge and swing a stick at bokoblins? Like, was this what you were prepared for?
I'm somewhere in the happy medium place of I like to explore around, but I don't like I'm not going to look at every single detail of everything either. Like I'm not a very patient person. So I like to see the details, but I need to know where the larger story is going to. So I think I just followed the main tutorial wherever. I don't remember what place on the map it was, but and then after that I kind of started exploring. Like with that game, you just see so much on the map that draws your attention, which was very intentional on their part from my understanding. And it's interesting, they have statistics that I've seen before just out of curiosity on who chooses what direction to go in first. And I think most people go to what's his name? Like the water people, the fish people.
Oh, like once you clear the tutorial, even that's the
yes. That's like where most people go.
Yeah.
Huh.
What are they called?
Zoras, yeah.
The Zoras.
Zora's domain. That's where most people go. So I was in that group. But also I think that they were more pushing you to go there. Like I remember there were lots of characters that nudged you. So it's like I'm just so interested in that balance of game designers asking the question of like, okay, yeah, we're making an open world game, but like an open world game isn't as fun if you just drop people into a 2D, 3D plane and don't interact with them. Like the game has to interact back with you. And then your interactions need to make you feel like the game is seeing you and reacting to you. Like My least favorite thing is whenever I play a video game and I'm like swiping my sword at an NPC and they do nothing. Like I want to see
You
them
want to at least see them
fight
cower.
back.
Yeah, at least get like one of those types of things.
Yes.
At least like
Yes.
give me a cower or something here.
Yeah, like I that's what I crave. So Zelda was just exactly that to me.
So did you have to then go buy? I mean, you didn't play this on. I assume you didn't go buy a Wii U and play the Wii U version of the game. I see. Did you have to like go get a Switch? Were you like,
Yeah,
were
I
you
bought
hooked? Were you
Switch
back
after.
in? Like it's I'm back. We're so back. Was
Yeah.
that just what happened?
I literally went home and bought a Switch.
Excellent. Right back into it. So what was your play style? Because it's a very full world in Hyrule. There's a lot of stuff happening if you're looking. You can think there's a lot of open nothingness, or you can stop and talk and explore. Yeah, because it's bugged me. I just remembered like what happened with me. I'm like, I did not go to the Zoras.
Where'd you go, Dan?
I went to the Sheikah town. That's where I ended up at.
No, yeah, but after that, which
I don't know if I. It took me
divine beast
forever.
did you go to first?
It took me forever to get to the divine beasts. Like I probably spent 100 hours before I went into divine beasts. Like
That probably means you are someone who looks at every detail.
Dan looks at everything. That's insane.
Yeah.
But like I was the opposite side of you though, because like I was traveling for work a lot on my own, and like the Switch had just come out, so you had Mario Kart 8 and you had Breath of the Wild, and there was only so much Mario Kart I could do by myself. So like I spent 220 hours just wandering Breath of the Wild and like getting every Korok seed and everything else before I finally just went and like mopped up the divine beasts. Wow. Yeah, I think I finally did the desert first.
I did the desert first too.
Really?
I had no idea that's like the last one.
Yeah, because
What?
it's further, I guess. Yeah.
But to your point though, because like there was stuff trying to direct you to the Zora. Like it's really easy to find your way to the Zoras, but I also kind of got lost or distracted. Of like I don't want to go there. Like I also kind of felt like, no, you want me to go? I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Like there was a little bit of that too.
I definitely got caught up in kind of the design of the whole world. I mean, there's a lot of color. I got a horse and I decided let me just ride around and I would just enjoy it. And I ended up in the desert, just kind of exploring and enjoying.
You got a horse before you even did a divine beast?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just get a horse whenever you're ready. Yeah, just go go jump on a horse or a bear. Go get a bear. Get a moose. Who cares?
Zora might have been the last one I did.
Yeah.
I might have ended up doing it last.
Death Mountain was my last one. I know that. That's easy.
It. And I destroyed it because of it, because I had done so much already.
I logged plenty. Like I logged probably as many hours after beating the game as playing it, because I like to know what happens, and then I'm like, okay, after I know what happens, I'll enjoy the details. So I think it's just like there are different profiles of who is playing this game and how their brain works around it.
So you're coming out of your dark ages, and you're coming into like I'm literally picking a stick up to fight, but not only am I picking a stick up to fight, but this stick breaks and my swords break. Like, how did you handle the weapons and just like, no, everything breaks? Like, was that an adjustment for you, or is that exciting? Like, what was that for you?
I think I had played enough video games to where that wasn't necessarily new. Obviously, games where your objects don't break, that's nice. But also, it makes sense for that game, right? Because there are so many things to collect. If you were hoarding things, you wouldn't really get to experience all of the objects and, you know, all of the different recipes you can make with different foods, because all of that storage space would be taken up. Like, I don't know. I think like I had a good foundational understanding of how video games were played and like the magic box you enter and the rules that are kind of like once you've played games a good amount you dive into versus people who haven't really, they're still figuring it out. Like but it was fun because I forgot how fun games are and how meaningful and beautiful they can be, which a lot of my friends don't understand because a lot of them don't play video games. But to me, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, you watch TV. Like, don't you want to be one of the characters? Like, don't you want to see what would happen if you did a little sword swipe and see what one of the characters reacted? Like, I'm just somebody, like, I think I'm very curious. So video games extend themselves to that sense of curiosity and seeing what would happen.
You are preaching to the choir. Because I would say that I don't have any, like, everyone I play games with are online. Like, there's no one actually around me that plays games. At least not to any significant level.
Yeah.
And you know, the same thing. So everyone was watching TV. I was like, that's great. I hope you enjoy your shows. But my free time is playing something. Like this is what I want to do. Like, you're right. It's just interacting, being part of the story. It's like it just feels, it's just fun.
I agree. It makes me wonder, like, what do I feel like you have to almost like you grew up playing them and now you play them, or you didn't grow up playing them and now you don't. But I know that's reductive. Like, but I feel like that is generally the case with the people I've seen.
All right, I have an aside question now, just based on the Dark Ages piece. What was like one of the last games you played before you hit that phase? That is listen again. I will say it, your exact spot was same place it happened to me. I think it was the same place it happened to Ray too. You're not alone. That in the Dark Ages. But like, do you remember what one of the last games you played was? Like, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, definitely one of the games I told you all in my top 3, which makes another good.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Well, which one do you think it is?
Hold that question for later then. Huh.
Oh, I think it's the third game on our list.
It's the third one, I think.
It's absolutely the third game.
It can't be the second one. Mathematically, it just can't be the second one.
It's the third game because it doesn't fit in with everything else that's happening.
Correct.
I even wrote it. I even write about that. I was like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, the math one too doesn't work out. Sorry, but okay. Yeah, or put a pin in that, everybody. Just remember, we're coming back to that. But anyway, any favorite gear? Because like, this is a game where you can kind of do some different gear. I know I was preferential to one particular style myself, but that's my gameplay style. Did you change gear based on environment? Did you have a favorite, like a default you would go to as far as like your outfit or weaponry?
I'm not somebody who like I haven't had the time to just sit in Breath of the Wild and like max out all of my rupees to the point where I can buy whatever I want, unfortunately. But being like on a moderate level of playing the game, I would say gear. Like, I loved the Gerudos. That was my number one place. So I would just buy all the sand gear to go walk around and not get burned and stuff. And also the Gorons are amazing as well. Those are my 2 favorite Zelda races, I guess.
Nice. Yeah,
Dan walks around like a ninja and everything.
Yeah, it was stealth gear. Like, yeah, the Ray didn't even need to wait for me to say it. I was running around that chic of stealth gear, so I'm silently wandering the tall grass and murdering things from a distance. So yeah,
that's fair. Well, I guess those, are they faster?
The gear usually, like, yeah, it's quieter than anything with the Sheikah gear. So your stealth is a lot stronger. You're a lot harder to detect. And most games I play stealth archer, and I turned into a stealth archer with a lot of Breath of the Wild, so it was no different. No different in that regard. Now, of course, when I went to like the Goron City, I had to put on the fire gear, of course. But no, whenever left to my own devices, it was stealth gear. So, yeah.
I feel like being a stealth archer would be really good in Tears of the Kingdom because you can customize all of your arrows to specific purposes.
Spoiler alert, it was.
I used way more arrows in Tears of the Kingdom than I did Breath of the Wild.
All right,
They're
so
so functional.
you kind of came to my last question on this because I guess your answer is kind of like, no, probably back into gaming, but like, what are your Tears of the Wild thoughts? I mean, Tears of the Kingdom thoughts. Excuse me. Uh-oh. That was a was a deep exhale picked up on the microphone there. That's good. Good stuff.
No. I really liked it as well. Not as much. That's the short answer. The longer answer is, like the feeling of when you like get your license for the first time and you can go anywhere you want. And then the next time that you get another car, it's fun, but it's not the first time. That's exactly how I would describe Tears of the Kingdom. That's a little too similar for me.
That's a popular sentiment. You're not alone in it.
Yeah.
Ray gets upset about it, but yeah,
I'm not with you.
Agree.
I'm not with you, but it's a popular sentiment.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm just not someone, I don't go hard on the crafting. And that's, I think, something that Tears of the Kingdom really did. So
definitely lean into it for sure.
Mm-hmm. An entirely different kind of crafting. It was entirely different. Yeah, but yeah, I don't have the imagination to build half the stuff that I saw. Someone built a giant kitty that are scoop and launched an army of bokoblins into the sea to drown. Like I never would have thought of that. Like I can't do that.
Oh no, my creations were very simple. I was like, I just need to get over here. Like if I need to connect a bunch of sticks together, then so be it. That's how.
Two rockets on a glider. That's all I did.
That's right.
Again, I'm not a very patient person. Like, I like the idea of making all that stuff, but then it takes so much time. Then you gotta like orient the rocket the right way, and then
even the simple things.
If you glue it the wrong way, you gotta shake the console so that it'll come off. Then, like, I found it a bit tedious. I guess there were things that I feel should have been considered in the UI to make the crafting more fun and easy.
You know what? I feel like they did consider it, but you have to go so late into the game, to find like blueprints of things. That's the issue. It takes
should have been a little early.
It takes too long to get your blueprints.
I would agree with that.
Let's
want what I want now.
That's fair. Well, let's move. Speaking of deferred gratification and what you want now, I guess that's a segue into Undertale in a way. So your second game you brought up here is Undertale. So we will firmly call this one not your pre-Dark Ages game.
Correct.
So this is my entire question framing changes now. It's like, how'd you get into this one then?
This one was I had always heard of Undertale, like a lot of cult classic games. Undertale was my girlfriend's best friend, like, loved this game. So she kept telling me to play it. And I was like, okay. And actually, the friend who introduced me to Zelda also told me to play it. He, like, sent it to me as a gift and was like, you have to play it. Like, here it is. I'm giving it to you. Just play it. And this
you didn't know a lot about it. You just kept hearing Undertale, not knowing what's going on.
I didn't know why it was great. I didn't know what made it special yet. I just thought that people were like, the characters are cute. And I was like, meh. But I didn't understand yet. So, I tried it during the same trip whenever I tried Breath of the Wild, and I didn't understand because I had only gotten into like have you played it, by the way?
Yes, those are two wildly different games.
Yeah.
Are they same trip.
No, I think that they're so similar in so many ways. Like, I feel like it's the unexpected element, which I love, and both of them very much have that.
There's definitely unexpected element. I don't think you have the exploration the same way.
Definitely
in
not.
that regard.
Yeah.
It is a much more linear game, but what you do with it is
You're exploring
things vary.
you're still exploring the effect
Your
of
soul?
your decisions and your soul, your mortal soul. But yeah, so I really just started playing it this year, actually. And how do you feel about spoilers on this podcast?
This game is old enough that
Talk all about it.
you're fine.
Okay.
We're beyond statute of limitations as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, I agree. So, yeah, once I had gotten deep enough into the game, like past tutorial and everything, which somebody told me that was for tutorial, which I should have known, but wow, that blew my mind.
I miss all those references.
I do too.
In every game.
I know. Yeah. But that makes them so rewarding whenever you learn them. But yeah, so I think I got to maybe like 30 minutes after the tutorial ended, and there's the mannequins that you can interact with. And for whatever reason, I decided to attack the mannequin. And then that like deeply affected the game, and I was like, why does this game care so much that I don't remember if I just killed or attacked, but Flowey came up, which if anybody's listening who hasn't played this game, Flowey is not as he seems. He's kind of this weird, ominous creature of this underworld where basically what happened was he was like, he shows himself as very positive, and he's trying to help you navigate this new world. And then he was like, I know what you did. I was like, what did I do? And the game was mad at me that I had attacked this mannequin, which again, if you're somebody who has played video games in the past, like you kind of just like violence is part of video games for a lot of it, just cause. So the fact that the game was discouraging that was really interesting to me. And then that just became a theme. And then at a certain point, like I had killed somebody else in the game. And then I realized I didn't have to. Like I could have taken one of the other actions where you like talk to them or anything to move past a certain boss or level or whatever.
Which isn't always made easy for you either, to be clear. Like it's not like, no. Oh, let me just click over here and I could have just not killed them. Like, no, there are literal hoops you have to jump through.
Yes.
In order to make that work, and there is trial and error for that to happen as well. So it's not like, oh, I just choose not to kill him, no problem. No, you don't get to do that. You have to also not die, which isn't as easy as it sounds either.
I'm pretty sure I did see what's his name? Toby Fox, the developer of that game.
Yep.
Who he was like, no, I did intentionally make it more difficult and time consuming to not kill the characters.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of the point, is like to see if you can do that.
Yeah, your EXP is minimal, your hit points are minimal. Like it is a challenge. Like the game is trying to push you to like just go kill a minion. It's fine. Just kill this rando. It's fine. Like it's a video game. You have to kill this person, obviously.
Yeah, I could never have expected that it would have started encouraging me to not choose violence, I guess. But like, yeah, Flowey like came up, and I remember I don't know if you all have experienced this, but like I regretted killing someone, so I didn't save it, and then I closed out of the game, and then I went back, and he was like, I know you did. And I'm like,
you're not supposed to know that now.
Yeah. He was like, you thought that you could go back, didn't you? And I was like, does this game somehow record that I killed somebody even if I don't save the game, and then it still is able to altered storyline from there of decisions that I'm making. Like, that was mind-blowing to me, honestly.
Yeah, you're out there trying to find. I need a priest, a rabbi, and an old priest and a young priest. Get them in here now. I'm concerned. Yeah, you need. You're. This thing's possessed. I'm concerned.
Yes, it was wild. Like, I still am not over that, honestly.
No, I didn't have that. I went about it differently, but that's pretty cool. I didn't know that specific interaction happened that way. That's awesome. So,
It was weird. Like, I've never had a game like, I felt very what's the word? Like, I felt very like self-aware in that moment. Like, wow, shooketh? I can't escape. Yeah, exactly.
So did you go through the rest of the way? What was the rest of your playthrough then from there?
I tried to be good.
Tried being the emphasis?
I think I was. There were some characters who was like, I don't really care about you that much, honestly. Like, I guess they're the ones who were like evil, but also in the game you kind of start realizing nobody's evil. So it was just it was very confusing while I was playing, but kind of in a good way. Like, it extended itself to my curiosity of what was happening, because it was the storyline is so not linear either, and there's like different routes that you can take that will affect all outcomes, which is like any video game, but I don't know, it felt so pronounced.
There are no accidents that happen in this game. There's nothing that wasn't considered upon building the system on top of the system on top of the system with this. That like there are consequences to all of your actions, whether you know it or not, or whether you try to save scum and go back and the game says no, you don't get to do that. Nice try.
Wait, how did you all play it? Because I'm curious. I haven't really spoken to too many people about Undertale.
Minimal murder. Nobody of same thing, just like nothing of consequence, like survived. I'm trying to go through now. I keep trying to go through and do the pacifist aspect of it. Have you gone through and done that at this point?
No.
Yeah,
no, I haven't done the pacifist or the genocide route. Like, I've just done the middle of the road route.
Show us your file and prove you haven't done the genocide route. I don't believe you.
Hey man, Flowey will tell you.
Have you at least read about what happens with the genocide route?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, just to be clear, just so since we are talking full spoilers, like I have read into it because I don't have the heart to do it. To be clear, because like it's not only killing all of the quote unquote enemies, like you're killing everything. Anything you see, you have to kill it. And as reference, like characters are cowering from you, the interactions are entirely different. But also, like if you get through the game and kill everything, your file is permanently marked. Then the game's like, you are never being forgiven for this. It will permanently be marked. You can't delete this. You can't do whatever. Like you're done. You're marked forever. You can try and do something else now. Like it's never going to happen. You will always have killed everything. And you have that hanging over your head too. So it's just, my last thing with this, like we got Joel to play because Joel was looking for a game.
Yeah.
And like I was pushing him like, go, I still have to see what his full. Clearly, he was impacted by it because you saw the quotes and things that were like he was. I wouldn't say he was shaken by it or anything like that, but like you can see where things impacted him.
Yeah,
and I do need to get like a full Joel download or dissertation on this.
I'll call him right now.
Yeah, Joel's up at 11 o'clock at night. This is perfect. Joel, get in here. Any other parting Undertale thoughts? For anybody who skipped ahead and skipped over the spoiler side of things, what's your selling point for somebody who has not played Undertale at this point?
Get through the tutorial because you won't realize why the game is good until you've done that, and a few hours after. And if you like games that make you feel like somebody is staring at you in the room while you're playing and judging you morally and ethically for every decision you've ever made, you should play this game. But in a good way.
My final thought is like Sakurai had a dinner a few weeks ago with game directors of just like various and Toby Fox was at that dinner. Like I want to be in that room. I want to know what that relationship is of just like Toby Fox in the room of like hallowed Japanese game developers left and right, and like he's basically covered over the dog picture. Like I didn't realize he's very private as an individual, but like I just want to know what conversations were happening in that room, because he is just somebody who's on a different plane. Did you do Deltarune at all? Like that's still ongoing.
No, not
that's
yet.
Still ongoing.
Yeah,
someday.
Not yet. Yeah, I agree. I think like anybody who's a mostly solo dev like that, or like small team, they have different brains for sure.
All right, then we go to game number 3. Here's the game. This is the game that just did not fit in. It feels like this was what we were playing before we stopped playing games and then came back to games. It's The Sims. We have The Sims on the list here. Particularly 3 and 4, right? The Sims 3 and 4.
This is probably the most of the metaphysical games on the list. The Sims is a spiritual experience.
The Sims is a spiritual experience.
Absolutely.
This is the first. Let me tell you, I've heard The Sims described many ways. I have not heard it described as a spiritual experience. So not an adventure, right? We're not exploring, not a storied RPG, but The Sims. Tell me about this. This is my experience with The Sims, because my experience is my wife, who loved playing The Sims growing up, but by loved playing, she loved typing in the code to have lots and lots of money, and then just building a really nice house. Like her thing was like, I just really wanted to look good.
I
tell
think
me how you play The Sims.
Okay, well, first I have to get your buy-in on why I think The Sims is a good game. And it's because it makes you realize, like what is the first thing you're doing whenever you're, like, not you, but you're in a world that kind of resembles ours. You know what I mean? Like, The Sims also, like, as a female gamer, that was a very cultural experience for 12-year-old middle school girls to, like, we would have Sims sleepovers where we all brought our computer and we played Sims until like 4 a.m. eating snacks.
What do a group of what is the play style of a group of middle school girls playing The Sims?
All sorts of things.
Can you play it together at that time, or are you all playing like your own?
We all played on our separate laptops, our own files, but we'd like look at each other's. And, like, if somebody was like, I'm going to try and murder my Sim, we'd all watch.
This is already taking a darker turn than I thought it was. I didn't even realize. So we're, like, putting Sims in the swimming pool. And
we really misordered this game, because I really want to go back and say, like, WWTB or TFD. Like, what would Toby Fox think in the midst of this? But go on. Sorry. I'm haunted now.
This is why my brain was not trained to be a pacifist in that video game. What was your original question?
I was wondering what the play style was at Sims sleepovers, because I've also learned that Sims sleepovers is a thing. This is something I did not experience. This
the play style. I mean, you can do anything you want. Like, I feel like also whenever you're 12, like, you haven't done half the things that your Sims can do. Like, you haven't driven a car. Well, that was Sims 3, not Sims 4. Unfortunate feature removal right there. And, like, you haven't gotten married, you haven't had your own house, you probably haven't kissed someone, which you can do on the, like, I don't know. I think it's just this Like, to me, The Sims is like if I had not even like the perfect life, because you can't create that on The Sims. Like, you can only do certain actions that are laid out for you. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's very telling, like, of who somebody is, like the first thing that they go to do on The Sims.
What's the first thing that you go to do in The Sims?
It depends. It's dependent on my era. I feel like whenever I was 12, probably like, well, definitely murdering people was fun.
That's what's the most creative way to
Oh,
murder
there are
them?
so many. You can watch crazy videos of people like finding new ways to. And there's also a death character, which people don't realize. Like death embodied with the what's it called?
The scythe.
Yeah.
Yes, the scythe comes and you can befriend death. Like you can like create a relationship that will show up in your little repertoire of Sims relationships with death. You can marry death in some versions of The Sims. Like, again, going back to why I love video games in the first place, it's the attention to detail of things that are reacting to the weird decisions that I make.
Have you played any recent versions of The Sims, or is this like a relic of the past for you?
The Sims 4 is the most recent. And they also like just got bought out, which I've heard people have mixed reviews on. I don't really know that much about that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh boy.
Who they get bought up? Oh,
We have
Dan,
to get
Dan
into
knows
that.
things. Who they get bought up by?
EA was bought out by the Saudis. That's all we're going to say.
Oh, that's right. They're
We're
part
gonna.
of that
That's
whole
all we're
thing.
gonna say about that, and we're gonna.
I don't even know anything about that. I just
This-
know, like, I hope they keep making The Sims because I do
Don't
love
hold your breath.
That's funny. I forget.
But also, I feel like other versions of like Sims like games will exist forever and hopefully get
Yes.
better and better. Like,
A couple
That-
crashed and burned
yes.
recently, but I have the feeling you're gonna see some things popping up now. Yeah.
yeah, and like with AI too, like you can just make it more and more personal, I guess, right? Like you can. I played this game called. Have you all ever played the game called Suck Up or seen it? It's really interesting. It's this game where they use AI NPCs that you talk to. So you're a vampire in this game, and the goal is for you to try and get 30 of your neighbors to let you into their house by using your voice, and you speak to them. And they're kind of different archetypes. Like there's a grandma, there's like a mafia guy, there's like a skateboarder. And so you talk to this AI person and you convince them why they should let you into their house. And it can get really funny. Like it'll say really interesting things that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
This is a brand new game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause I'm looking at Steam right now. It just came out October 1st. I don't know if it was out in other places first, but Steam just is saying like just got out.
There were some other places
Okay.
or this past year at least, but yeah, like I'm very curious to see. That was another point that I had written down, so I don't know if you guys want to get into that now, but I am curious to see how immersive AI can make video games.
It's funny because that one seems like, already a lot more intuitive.
Mhm.
Like it was funny that Fortnite made you able to chat with Darth Vader and people, but that was so basic.
I haven't heard of that.
Yes, you got to chat with Darth Vader. Very simple. He would, his answers were pretty general on purpose, obviously based on what you said. Some people got him the curse, and then Fortnite patched that one out.
And worse. Yeah, and worse.
Yeah, some people figure out how to get him to say some really bad things, and they had to fix that right away because it just somehow they weren't prepared for people to try and just push him as much as they could.
Yeah, I feel like people will do absolutely anything to break something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're playing. So this is would you say this is more the type of game that like was how you got into gaming? Was it about like simulation games and games you can kind of make things and make decisions? Because then you came back and now you're this grand adventurer.
Right.
Was this your original version of gaming? Was it like sim gaming?
No, the Sims didn't come into my life until I was like, in middle school, but I was playing lots of, I guess, other adventure kind of games before then on the Game Boy, like ton of Pokemon games, every Pokemon game. So those are decision adventure games.
But so the Sims is almost this like separate anomaly kind of thing, because you had some adventures before, adventures after, and then you've got this like, but also like we like the Sims. This is like its own like little separate thing.
I've never really thought about it, honestly. I guess the Sims is like very much. I feel like The Sims is like a kind of video game that like true gamers, they don't put respect on the Sims name like they should. And The Sim, like, I don't know. I think it's different. Yeah, like it's different in that it isn't quite as it's not really narrative at all. It's you fully create the narrative. It's not pushed in any way, really, at all. Other than basic human needs that your Sims have, like I have to go to the bathroom, or I'm hungry, or I need to socialize. You know what I mean? Like it's like a different set of parameters of what is driving the narrative forward that you then work around.
In the case of your Sims, they just want to be let out of the basement. Please, just live. Yeah.
They're pretty hungry too, I would say.
Oh, I figured.
It's really sandbox.
It is,
right? But almost before, it's like it was sandbox, but it was like people sandbox, as opposed to where you think of sandbox now as you're building the world, and this was more you're almost building your own little society. It was like its kind of first version of sandbox.
I agree. Right? Yeah, I think like that was another part, was like I had only ever played games like Pokemon or random other small games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, lots of like Disney based games, and it was very like A to B to C. And then The Sims came along in my life, and I was like, I can just do anything I want. Like now I don't have to do something specific to advance, which you still have to in Zelda and Undertale, and you don't, like in The Sims, like you just exist. And I guess that the game ends if all of your Sims die. I don't think that's ever happened to me, though. I've always kept at least one alive.
so that the race can continue.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But it's true. Like this is you are the decider and the creator, and here you are, creating codes and engineering things. You have taken your gaming passion and have made it into a real thing.
Dan thinks I'm a psychopath.
You're kind of living the dream, though.
My series of questions for the following game are rapidly changing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, here's the thing, right?
I assume this was going has just like fear and whatever the meme is of like the sudden off turn of the highway is happening right now.
Whenever you're 12 and you're at those Sim sleepovers, like what is your brother and his friends doing? They're all playing Call of Duty. Like they're all killing each other anyway. That's just the point of that game. But isn't it more fun if that's not the point? Like it's kind of fun.
We really need to flip Undertale and The Sims in this conversation. That's where my mind's going. We needed to flip these two in the conversation. You framed this in a counterintuitive way that makes it kind of funny and No one will know exactly how much I'm laughing throughout the course of this conversation. It
We
is.
understand. Now we understand why the mannequins just got it immediately.
There's a muted Dan in the background, just like holding his face and dying onto the side here. Oh, I'm gonna pull the ripcord on this one. We're gonna jump
Sims.
to your
Greatest Sims conversation I've ever had.
May they rest in peace in their potter's field. They're all buried in somewhere out there. That's just a statue of death standing on a hill, smiling, looking down over. But anyway. But so let's jump to your honorable mention. Number 1, I should say, with Papers, Please. So you're standing guard. You're taking care of the border.
Have you all played that game too?
I have tinkered. I have not gone through the full. Like I just kind of played it a little bit. I will say that what's the phrase I'm about to say? I am entirely derailed by the last game still for this portion of the conversation.
Look, anyone who's played The Sims for a long enough time is gonna be like, I feel you, girl. They will know.
I'm not judging because that was a game I just like. The original Sims I just couldn't get in, and I was in the 90s like Sim Ant, Sim Copter, Sim City, Sim City 2000, like Sim Farm, Sim Hotel, Sim Tower, whatever. Like I was there, and I was like, well, I guess I have to get this game, and it just wasn't for me. And that's okay. I'm so many people have been happy with it. That's good. I'm happy for them. I was Sim everything else. I was all over the Maxis front. So, but that's not Papers, Please.
I had those CDs too. Those Sim City.
I do love Papers, Please.
So what brought that in the honorable mention realm here?
Again, I mean, I guess the crux of all video games is like seeing how your interactions with the world affect the world around you, right? Like, I think that's the first game where I felt like a gravity, I would say. Like, for people who haven't played Papers, Please, like it's a fake kind of pseudo USSR
Arstotzka.
Yes.
1982. Yeah, exactly. It's that
like
Eastern Bloc. It's got that Eastern Bloc vibes of the
yes
into the Soviet era.
Your entire job is you're an immigration officer, and like you're essentially looking at people's
on the border
papers to see if you can let them in. But then you start getting hit with all of these moral questions of like, like my family is gonna die if you don't let me cross. But then you might get killed. So I don't know. Like, it was a game that, not that a video game could ever reflect the true weight of people who have to make decisions like that, but it was interesting. And like, I love history too, so it was like interesting thinking about, like, what was it really like. I don't know. And I loved like the style of it too, and I loved that there were moments that were funny. Like, whenever there's humor to break up a game with a lot of weight and feelings, I think that brings things into context too. So I've just never played a game that I felt really like hit me like that.
It's not a game that passes judgment either necessarily. Like you said, there's do I look the other way for this? There's times where you're offered bribes. There's times where like you're flat out told someone's going to, like, we're going in to execute a coup and we're overthrowing things, like, and all of it leads to kind of like different outcomes and endings and interactions that happen through the course of it too. So it's that same kind of like, okay, what you're doing is impacting further decisions down the line, and like you're not faced with the same things twice. And also it's a matter of like some of the details too of like what's sticking out for you and what isn't too. So it's kind of curious, like first playthrough versus second playthrough versus like third, like what's impacting you? What are you doing to try something different? That's kind of curious.
Yeah, honestly, that in that aspect, it's not too different from Undertale, I would say. Like on the crux of you can make decisions that generally are self-serving, and maybe you turn out in a better position for that, but others don't. And then like on the flip side, like you can sacrifice yourself for others, and you may still end up in the game like dead. Like it's not going to tell you what happens. That's the whole question. Like what would you do if you didn't know?
There's a much more lighthearted version of this with God, what's it called? It's not called Hello or Secret Neighbor, Hello Neighbor. What is the? There's a game where it's you have to like identify whether someone's a monster coming into your building, basically, or something like that. There are a few like copycat games that have popped up that are a little more lighthearted as opposed to an exercise in empathy too.
Yeah,
because that's what this one is, an exercise in empathy and a little bit of like a pseudo history of like how these things all happen. But no, they're definitely it was definitely an interesting game. I'm not always the most visual novel kind of guy, and it was kind of an off day, I think, whenever I tried it too, because it was one of those like I have to try this game, like it's coming up
yeah,
type of things too. So I probably have to take another run at it at some point. Just play through it a couple times and see what happens with my pile of bribe money that I sit on top of. And,
yeah, I would say so. Whenever you win a game too, like the mechanics of it are very repetitive, and sometimes I want to play a game like that because I don't have the energy to like explore a lot. You just like want to stamp some papers. I don't know. It's kind of calming in that way.
It's gonna bug me. I gotta figure out that game. What I'm gonna just jump in later and be like, I know Commander Nikki's the one who recommended it. I just can't remember what that game is called. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know eventually. Someday down the line, you'll know.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, definitely find it.
All right, so we have now the Jackbox Murder Party, which just fits in so perfectly. It's all coming together, and it's all Jackbox Murder Party. So is there a dedicated group that you play this game with, or was there like a special?
I would say so. I would say like my best friends from home.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the group of people who played Jackbox extensively during COVID too. So like Jackbox, and not even, I just put Murder Party because that one is not the most murderous. That's not why I like it. But I don't know, like I think like the branding of all Jackbox games are so unique. Mm-hmm. And that one is just funky. Like if you look at the intro videos, they're just kind of weird, like American Horror Story style strange things that are, it's like, how did this make it in? But then it's kind of like, I like seeing like a rubber chicken on my screen. Why not? So I don't know, like I like the idea of making something that's been done for thousands of years, like trivia, like new and addictive. I think that's a really interesting question to ask in game design is exactly that. Like, what would make somebody want to answer questions about literature a lot more than just straight up asking them? Like, I think that's something that I think about a lot, definitely, is like what, and I'm like in school right now too, so I'm like, it's interesting thinking about what makes knowledge and in video games like advancing from that knowledge interesting to learn to the user.
And So what is it about Jackbox that you think makes it so interesting to? Is it just the fact that it's games and they put funny pictures on the screen and then they toss a question up, or is there like is there something that you notice in it that you say, oh, this is such a cool purposeful design of the game? What do you see when you're playing it?
I think it's all about who you're playing with. Like, I think you're just like seeing other sides of people, even if they're like your best friends. Like, literally play this game with like my best friends who I've known since I was 2 and 6 and 12. Like, I know them. Like, we've had the same conversations forever and ever, and we always will. But like, whenever you're prompted to act like you're a ghost and the only way that you're going to be your friend is if you answer 3 trivia questions correctly, like, people just start thinking in a different way and showing that thought outwardly. And I love seeing that. Like, I love thinking about like, yeah, like I you never know. There's always this other layer of who people are when they do play video games that is so different from how we present socially, and I like seeing that.
This is why I have like 4 different versions of Cards Against Humanity.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the same with board games,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you have any mini game that stands out to you? That you're like, oh, I love when this one comes up because it's just funny.
I do like the murder party one. I really like the drawing games are always fun, but they can get a little old after a while, I would say. Quiplash is fun. I do like the word-based games.
You don't want to have to work, right? Because like it's like we're playing a party. Now I have to work to draw a picture.
Well, it's like I feel like I can be less creative with images than with like, because again, it's like the whole like problem of having a blank canvas. Like, there's a whole blank canvas, but if there's only 8 words I can choose from, I can probably make a kind of funny sentence out of them.
That makes sense. All right, so now we go to the future, and I needed to read and understand what the future was because Dan typed it in, and I was like, "What?"
Because the future's not a game. The future.
I even Googled it. I was like, "Oh, is this like a weird game that's coming out that I totally missed?" But no, you don't. You're not looking towards a future game. You're looking towards the future of gaming in general, and said, "What are AI? What are AI NPCs? What are they going to bring to gaming in the future? How are they going to affect gaming?" So, do you have a wish list? Do you like? I wish an AI NPCs would do this.
Definitely. Also, I feel like that makes it sound so much more like official. Like, I'm just like, I have asked myself, like, if there are these chatbots who can act like personas, it's only a matter of time until that's integrated into video games to make them more immersive. As far as a wish list, like, seeing how immersive a video game can get, I think, is a question I'm very interested in. Seeing how that develops. There's this, I don't remember his name, but it's a YouTuber who has modded Skyrim to where he has developed different ChatGPT personalities for each of the NPCs and each of the main characters of Skyrim. And he will like talk to them and go on weird quests with them. And it's so fun to watch. Like, I just think, yeah, and like there's more you can do with AI than like NPCs in video games too. So I don't know. I just feel like it will change things, but like with many AI questions, like we don't really know how yet.
It's so funny that you went to Skyrim because that, like, when I see a question like that, I always think of Skyrim.
Really? Why?
I always go back to playing Skyrim on the Xbox 360 when it was, first came out, and just thinking this, what an amazing feature, because they pushed it to the idea like you'll never run out of quests.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game will never end, and obviously eventually it could only do so much, and the quests are always like, now go back to this town and
Right.
collect 50 of this thing.
Get me a book.
Right, but it was this crazy idea that you'll never finish the game ever. Someone will always come and start something new for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like this is life changing. And then it almost feels like sometimes you don't that idea didn't get pushed forward, even though Skyrim has been released a million times on every single console that ever comes out. And it's like they had this bold idea, and it feels like no one. I can't think of someone else. I'm like, oh, they took that idea to the next level. But it seems like such an easy thing.
Like with Elden Ring.
No,
I haven't played that game either.
I don't see it. I feel like Elden Ring has very clear, like here's 6 endings, and you have to go do the specific for each. You finish the game.
Right.
You can end the game. It's funny because the other thing I thought of, because I saw your review of Hogwarts Legacy, and thought this entire podcast, I understand why you rated it the way you did, because Hogwarts Legacy is the NPCs don't really interact with you.
Yeah,
they're very specific things they do, but you can't hit a random person with a spell just to be funny. Like they don't even know.
Yeah, they just don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Exactly. No, I totally get it.
Ray wants them to cower more in fear as he's a vodka covering
as someone that loved it, as someone that loved Hogwarts Legacy, I loved everything about the game. I wish I could have hit a couple more students with spells. That would have taken it to the next level for me.
Hogwarts Legacy was like, I'm also playing it on the Switch, which I understand the graphics and everything is like considerably slower and worse on there. But yeah, like I don't really want to play, which is weird because Papers, Please is such a prescribed narrative, and so are so many other games that I've loved. But it's like if you tell me it's open world and then you pigeonhole me into this story that's like kind of interesting, but also it doesn't tie into like the world of Harry Potter that we know. And that could have been really cool, but it kind of felt prescribed to me. Like, I don't know. It just didn't scratch the itch that I thought it was going to, I think.
Everything you're saying is totally fair, because I agree. They said open world, but it was like what open world was 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It was way more Dark Souls 3. There is a clear path that you should take, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you can fly around like eventually and you see all the stuff, and that's nice. But you're going to come back and do the story in this order eventually.
Right. Yeah, there's got to be the perfect balance, I think, to brand it as open world.
For sure.
All right, Candace, this is the point where we come to a question from the Channel 3 history books that we pick for you to discuss. This is the one thing we don't give somebody a warning about what we're going to ask. And, first of all, I'm going to ask the question, and then while you ponder the question's response, I'm going to share some thoughts and observations so you can have time to think about it. You are Bowser's ghostwriter, and he needs a new excuse to lure Mario to the castle. What does your note to Mario say? And I just want everyone to have context for this while she debates what Bowser's note will say to Mario, that I generally have like 3 or 4 questions that I've pulled that I have like set aside. I'm like, I kind of see how the conversation goes, and I want to kind of, I want to kind of, have a couple of avenues of options of what type of question I'm going to ask. And luring Mario to his doom just really felt like an appropriate question to go for after. I'm sorry, I kid, but no. So what's your note to Mario say to come lure him to the castle to trap?
I'd have Bowser say, "I miss you."
That's it. Just yeah, like
Yeah,
you know what?
First of all, that's all it would take.
I think it would
Let's-
work.
He'd be like, "Mario, drop the act. We're in love. Like, you know that this has been a will they, won't they for so many years."
See, everybody thinks it's always Peach wanting to be with Bowser. It's actually, you're probably right. It's Bowser trying to spend time with Mario.
I feel like that. See, again, it's like the things that are unexpected are funny to me. Like, that would be crazy. Can you imagine the next Super Mario game? They're like, it's Mr. Mario and Bowser.
I would love if Peach ends up
I got
as the
nothing.
antagonist. Like, when does Peach finally start ruling with an iron fist
Peach
over
snaps.
the kingdom?
As
He
a
probably
result,
becomes like the villain in this. Then,
I'm kind of waiting on it.
yeah,
At some point, she's been ruling for a long time. And you tell me no one's questioned her rule over
I
the
agree with that.
kingdom.
where's that Papers, Please?
Right? No
Someone
one's
trying to enter the
Exactly.
Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, yeah. Good answer, though, Ken. Good answer.
yeah.
Oh,
Where's the
man.
dystopian Mario world?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Last question is, what's been your favorite feature on Channel 3? You could say the one you made. That's allowed, but
This is not a feature. This is a super corny answer, but like genuinely, the community is very cool. I have not seen that really anywhere else. Like, it is a symbiotic relationship between the community and the people directly supporting the creation of Channel 3. And I think that's how all online communities should strive to be, instead of crazy social media platforms that are just trying to profit off of everything they can, which is fair, but I don't know. Like, it reminds me of like old internet days when that was like forums were like kind of like you just talk to people and that was it. Like, you didn't really try and like build your feed out or your presence or anything like that. Like, you're just chatting.
Ah, the good old days.
Dan, you know,
Yeah.
that I have an analogy. I have a reference to the user site like us, as opposed to the make money social media. In pumpkin farms. We went to 2 different pumpkin farms in the past 2 weekends, and one I love. I told my wife I love this farm. Been there like 3 years now, and you just go there and you feel like this is a place that everyone's just having a nice time. A big kids section, you go and enjoy. And then we went to another farm, and I've told my wife we can't go anymore because it feels like you paid to go in, and then it's just like, and what else would you like to pay for?
Mhm.
And now you can go on this line, and when you're done waiting on this line, now you can go wait on this line, and you can pay for this. And that's what I thought of with that answer.
There are lots of interesting video essays on YouTube about this. Like, apparently Disney has done that to an insane proportion over the years at their theme parks, like charging you not only for a fast pass, but an extra $10 for the fast pass that you like. And I see that I definitely do see that on social media, where it's just like more and more you're paying with like your attention to like explore pages are so addictive, and whenever you go on the home feed of Channel 3, like, oh, it's just like these people who wanted to share something about a game that they played or just about their day. Like, it's none of it is designed to keep you in an addictive loop, and I'm really grateful to be able to be a part of something so cool like that, and hopefully that is what's ahead, and maybe Sims 5.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to let you down now. That's not going to happen now. I guarantee you. They took on $20 billion in debt when they're assuming this does finalize. They're whacking everything. It's all going to die. It's not good.
Dan, there's a lot of money out there. They don't. It's
Yeah.
not even real. They don't recognize
Money's
numbers.
not real. Yeah,
They don't recognize numbers. Dan. They got to do. Let's say they have
the version you'll get of it will be unrecognizable. Also, so don't. Yeah, just.
I'm
that's
much
not
more
my neighbor. I'm just gonna say that's not my neighbor before I forget. That's the game. That's not my neighbor.
Dan found
like $3 on Steam.
Okay, I'll check that one out.
I'm much more positive on this. I think you're gonna get Sims 5.
Either way.
Yeah, because you're gonna get sports. Just the sports games have to stay around too. Like college football, they got to do another one. Right?
I'm excited just to see what happens, man. I don't care.
There you go. That's the note right there. We're excited to see what happens. On that note, we've made it to the end of another What Are Your Three. Thank you, Candace, for being with us. You can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning at 3:33 a.m. Eastern on all the major platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this all together. Our theme song is by Caster Garden. And for our executive producer, Joel Willis, have a good day, everybody.
Channel 3 is the future.